This edition of Health Matters is presented by life coach and nutrition expert Selena. Okay, we're talking about health matters, but why do we need to know about health and nutrition? I mean, what difference does it make whether we eat healthy or not? Well, I'll tell you, it does make a difference. Because first of all, in 2005, 133 million Americans, that's almost 1 out of every 2 adults, have at least one chronic illness. Obesity has become a major concern. 1 in 3 adults is obese, and about 1 in 5 youths between the ages of 6 and 9 is obese. And third, diabetes continues to be the leading cause of kidney failure, non-traumatic lower extremity amputation, and blindness among adults ages 20 to 74. Could you imagine 20 to 74? I don't know about you, but these numbers really made me sit up and pay attention. So let's look at some food for thought. Chronic diseases are the leading cause of death and disability in the U.S. 7 out of 10 deaths among Americans each year are from chronic diseases. Heart disease, cancer, stroke account for more than 50% of all deaths each year. Wow. I would say that we absolutely have a big problem in the U.S. And if we don't do anything about it, it will continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Which menu are you eating from? I think part of the problem is that people just don't know what to eat or don't realize that there's a difference between having these things for breakfast and these things for breakfast, or these things for lunch and these things for lunch. Like, what's the difference? What does it matter if I have pancakes and coffee for breakfast or a green smoothie and some fruit for lunch? I mean, what's the difference? I'm on the go, I'm hungry. Why can't I just pick up a burger and fries as opposed to a salad? Well, the choice is simple. If health matters. If health matters to you, then the choice is simple. If you know these statistics that I mentioned earlier, then it matters. It matters what you have for lunch and for breakfast and for dinner, because you will understand why you need to make the choice and understand that one breakfast will clog your arteries and the other won't. Basically, the consequences of getting it wrong may literally be fatal. I mean, let's look at fast food and its effect on health. First of all, there was a lawsuit some time ago against McDonald's, and I just don't understand, because no one forces us to walk into a McDonald's, order a bunch of unhealthy food, and do this day after day after day. The fast food industry is not a health conscious industry. They do not focus on health. They focus on fast, what they call food. I don't consider it food, so I don't eat fast food. But if you do decide to eat fast food, you must know what you're eating. It's very important to your health and your level of nutrition. If you're going to eat fast food, you need to do the research. You need to find out, okay, what is Popeyes putting in their chicken, or what is McDonald's putting in their hamburgers? What am I putting into my body? It's your health, and it's up to you to care about your health, not McDonald's. Okay, so let's look at the cost of human suffering, much of which is so easily preventable. I mean, the expenditures in the United States on healthcare surpassed $2.3 trillion in 2008. Now, this may not mean much to you. I mean, you probably don't even know what $1 billion look like, much less $2.3 trillion. I mean, I certainly don't. But let's look at 4 common causes of chronic disease. 1 is lack of physical activity. 2 is poor nutrition. And 3 is tobacco use and excessive alcohol consumption. We won't be dealing with tobacco or excessive alcohol consumption in this particular presentation, but we will be looking at a lack of physical activity and, of course, poor nutrition. So you're watching this presentation and you're listening to what I'm saying and you would like to do something about it. Where do you start? Well, I always recommend starting with a clean slate. And how do you do that when it comes to your body? The way you do that is to detox the body. Detoxing the body will get rid of a lot of the toxins that you've been putting in your body. Detoxing is not a sexy subject, but that's where we need to start, unfortunately. Detox, what does it mean? It's also called a cleansing diet. It will remove toxins and poisons from your body. The idea of a good detox diet is to eat pure and natural foods that will aid in the function of your lymph, kidney, and liver. All the foods that hinder this regimen must be avoided, and that is basically eliminating 90% of most people's diets. But this is where we need to start, so here we go. Since we won't be going into the details of detoxing in this particular presentation, I wanted to talk about the 3 ways your liver saves your life every day. Number 1, your liver cleans and detoxifies your entire blood supply, and this happens every 4 minutes. 2, your liver is the source of your body's supply of energy. It is basically your life force. And 3, your liver keeps your blood from becoming overloaded with cholesterol. And we all eat tons of cholesterol latent foods, whether we know it or not. If you're eating outside and someone else is preparing your food, chances are it's loaded with cholesterol. Let's take a look at the different results of not paying attention and taking care of your liver. In this first example, we're looking at a liver that suffered some sort of blockage, and when this blockage occurs, there is a loss of oxygen-rich blood that travels to the liver. In the second example, we're looking at what's called a fatty liver, and this is due to, of course, too much fat in the diet. And in the third example, you're looking at a liver that suffers from cancer that originated in the liver. Now, I'm not a doctor, but I do know that you are what you eat. And if your liver is blocked, that means you're eating something that's blocking your liver. If you're suffering from a fatty liver, it's probably because you've been eating fatty foods. And if your liver is cancerous, chances are you're putting something into your body that's attacking the system. Okay, so we're talking about doing something about your health and nutrition. We talked about starting with a clean slate, detoxing, and we also looked at the effects of not detoxing or not taking care of your body and putting things into your body that has an adverse effect on your liver. When I think about food, I think about what my body needs to rejuvenate, replenish, and revitalize. That's what I think about. So when I make food choices, I make food choices based on that premise. So these are the foods that excite me. These are the foods that I get excited about. And if you're not excited about it yet, then you should be, because these are the foods that will save your life one day. Fruits and vegetables, and lots of them. It's important to know exactly what's in every bite. Remember, it's not only important to know what is in your food, but it's important to know where your food comes from and how it is being produced. When I go to the supermarket, I identify what's food and what's not food. In the beginning of my journey, I started off by just reading labels and finding out exactly what was in my food. When I started reading labels, I started seeing names that, one, I couldn't pronounce, and two, I just did not know what it meant, even if I could pronounce it. So let's take a look at a common ingredient that's found in most of our foods today. It's called high fructose corn syrup. Let's take a look at exactly what it is and what effects it has on our body. First, significant risk of weight gain and obesity. Second, an increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes. 3, hypertension and elevated bad cholesterol. 4, high fructose corn syrup is linked to liver damage. And 5, mercury exposure from HFCS. Do your research. Find out what HFCS is, because HFCS is in a lot of the foods that you eat, and it's important to know what it is and why does it need to be in your food. When I go to the supermarket, I try to skip all of those aisles with the cans and the prepackaged foods, frozen foods, and the preservative-laden foods. I go straight to the organic section, straight to the fruits and vegetables, straight to the real food, the produce aisle. So you've detoxed your body, you've cleansed, you've changed your diet, you're feeling good. What's next? It's time to get physical. It's time to go out and move the body. It doesn't matter what you do, just as long as you're having fun doing it. You can go running, you can walk, you can join a gym, there's Taibo, there's all kinds of ways to move your body. You can turn on your stereo and just start to dance, just start to move. It's really important that you get the body moving, get flexible, get energized, and get physical. Studies show that health and nutrition changes are more effective and longer lasting with the support of the family. So grab the family, get out, and get moving. Get the whole family involved in this great change of a lifestyle that you have created for yourself, and have fun with it. Once you're well into your health and nutrition groove, here are some tools you'll need to start off with. Of course, lots of fruits and vegetables, a juicer so you could put your fruits and vegetables into and make some really great tasting juice, a blender which you can use to make your fruit and vegetable smoothies for the whole family, and of course some running shoes, a meditation mat or stretching mat, yoga mat, whatever you would like to use it for, some weights so you can have some muscles on that body, and whatever other kind of equipment that will help you get going and keep your enthusiasm up and keep you encouraged and engaged in your nutrition and health lifestyle. And just like Oprah, I have a list of my favorite things. Here's a combination of vegetables that I love to juice. It is really great for the body. It starts off with carrots, cucumbers, beets, celery, ginger, and apples. The apples add some sweetness to the combination. If you try this and you're not ready to stomach this kind of juice combination, you can either add a lemon, squeeze a lemon in, or you can try different combinations of fruits and vegetables and see what works for you. Another one of my favorite things to have is wheatgrass juice. Yes, I do drink grass. If you're new to juicing, you may want to approach the wheatgrass with some caution. I've found that if the body is highly toxic, this wheatgrass juice will make you extremely nauseous. So approach it with care. One thing that I do think that helps with wheatgrass juice is to add some orange juice with it. And I mean like squeeze an orange into the wheatgrass juice. Just have fun with it, because it's very important that you enjoy this new lifestyle. In this edition of Health Matters, we looked at both the monetary cost of bad health and nutrition as well as the physical cost of bad health and nutrition. We looked at the difference between healthy foods, fast foods, and unhealthy foods. We looked at how to begin with a clean slate by detoxing. We also discussed exercise and getting out, getting physical, moving the body, and enjoying it, having fun with it. And of course, we've only scratched the surface. There's lots more to come. My intention is always to inform you and empower you with the tools to make great, healthy, nutritious choices because health matters.